Bless. Welcome to the blessed place. How y'all doing? I apologize. I think I'm a couple of minutes late. Yep, it's 9:32. I think I'm a couple of minutes late, but I made it. I made it. I made it. And I hope you get to make it too, y'all. So we're gonna go ahead with our welcome song. Welcome, first of all, to Monday Musings. This is Dee's Monday Musing every Monday, 9:30 p.m. Eastern Standard Time, where we talk about all things love, marriage, relationship, dating, self-care, self-love, confidence, all that good stuff. So we're going to let some people come on in the room while I sing our welcome song. If you know it, I know y'all know it, say it with me. Come on in the room. Come on in the room. Jesus is my doctor and he writes out all of my prescription and he gives me all of my medicine in my room. Come on in the room, y'all. We got some good stuff to talk about tonight. We talk about some good stuff every Monday night, but I'm just even extra excited about tonight's Monday's musings because we're talking about relationship and we're talking about how things we can do, some keys. Hey, Detroit in the house. I say Detroit in the house. Welcome, Detroit. Hi, Aaron. Let me see. Hey, girl. Hey, Denise. Hey, Clinique. Hey, Clinique. Welcome. Thank you for the sweet compliment. Y'all come on in the room. We got some good stuff tonight. And y'all know I'm looking for y'all's input, right? So just feel free. Hey, Tay. Come on in. Welcome, welcome. Y'all feel free to just join on in. Y'all feel free to talk amongst yourself like you do. Y'all feel free to contribute. Y'all feel free to participate. Y'all feel free to disagree. Hey, I say long as we can respectfully disagree, that's all right too. All right, you guys, you know what? Like we say in the church, in our church, we ain't gonna hold everybody just because we have a few late ones. We got some people coming on in, trickling on in, but they might have to catch the replay because we got some stuff to talk about. And y'all know how y'all like hold me here for 2 hours. So let's see. I'm hungry, y'all. I'm hungry. So let's get started. So these are 7 uncommon keys to a great relationship. So before I get started, y'all tell me. Well, I don't say before I get started because I'm already starting. But I want to ask you all, those who want to participate, tell me what you see as a great relationship. What are some of those things that constitute a great relationship for you? And so while you're doing that, I'm gonna go over some common keys to a great relationship. And when I say common, it's basically universal. What most of us think a great relationship is. To each his or her own. We all have our certain things that we think is a great relationship. But there are some common keys to a great relationship, and you can Google anytime. Effective communication, yes. Yes, me, myself, and more. Effective communication, exactly. So and that's part of those common keys to a great relationship. Trust, maturity, fun, communication. Yes, fun communication. Yes, yes, Aaron. That's part of what I have here. And y'all see me looking down using my other phone to where I have all my little notes. So we're gonna go over some common keys while y'all still answering, and y'all probably gonna answer some of these things that are common. Hello, hello, hi, Tommy. Welcome, welcome. Okay, so what are some of the common keys to a great relationship? Some of the things that you all have said and probably might say, but a little later on, we're going to talk about some uncommon keys to a great relationship. But right now, let's talk about some common ones. Great communication. Someone just said that. Great communication, fun communication. I know that's right, Aaron. Running on Boston in space. Yes, yes, partner. This I be like, yes, 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 Pete. We got that Boston. I love me some space, Aaron. Anyway, I done lost my notes, y'all. I done got excited about space and lost my notes. Okay, so Some common keys are great communication, trust. Someone mentioned trust, mutual respect. You got to have mutual respect for each other. You know, the way sometimes I see women disrespecting their man, I just be like amazed. Like, I'm amazed at both of them. I mean, amazed at the woman disrespecting, like who raised you? Did you see your mama disrespect men like that? Is that where it come from? And then men disrespecting women. It's like, who raised you? Did you watch men disrespect your mom, so then you start disrespecting your woman? That respect is big. You gotta have mutual respect. Ladies, you gotta respect your man. If you got an issue that you want to talk about later on behind closed doors, and when I say talk about me, if you had a problem with something, but don't disrespect your man. Don't disrespect him in public. Don't disrespect him at all, but especially not in public. So mutual respect, that's one. Um, Forgiveness, that's another common uh, key to a great relationship. Dependability, you want to be dependable. You know, there's a certain thing that a man might depend on his woman to do, and she needs to be dependable and trustworthy. If he's depending on you to take care of the bills, he's working hard and depending on you to take care of the bills. Not saying you're not working also. Like, I work, my husband work, but he depends on me to pay those bills. My husband does not want to he don't want to come home after their work and ain't no water that him to take a shower because I ain't took care of the bill. And that's happened before. It's been years. It's been years and years and years. But ooh, my husband and my daughter were so mad at me. This was years ago. But my daughter had done been out working and then playing basketball. And she came home. My husband had done been out working his first job. Then he went and did his second job, was a lawn. He had his own lawn care business, and he was hot and tired and stinky. And they came home wanting them a bath. That's my grandma say, a bath. There's like an inside joke at our house. They came home wanting them a good bath, and honey, the water was off. Oh, it's one of the worst I felt as a mom and a wife. It's one of the worst I felt because I hadn't paid the bill. And sometimes the cable would get cut off. I wouldn't pay the cable till they cut it off. I've gotten much better. I ain't said I've totally arrived, but I've gotten much better. I don't wait for things to get cut off. But you gotta be dependable. You know, that man's gotta be dependable. That he goes to work, or he's dependable. That he's there to be a comforter, a protector of his family, security. So yes, you gotta be dependable. So I'm gonna read some of these comments. Hi Krista, welcome. Hi Sid, welcome. And let me see. Andrea says, hi, yes, I agree. Don't hold grudges. Yes, take care of your business with the bills. Yes, take care of your business. Hi, Shalette. Hi, everybody. Hi, God's child. Welcome. So, yeah, so what I'm talking about is some common keys to a great relationship. You want to have these things. But we're going to talk about some uncommon keys. So hang on in there because we got some good, juicy, uncommon keys to a great relationship. But you want to have great communication. You want to have trust. You want to have mutual respect. Again, ladies, to me, one of the worst things you can do is disrespect a man. And this is Deidre. This isn't me. This is not, this might not be everybody. But to me, the worst disrespect that you can show a man is to call a man a B. That's just Deidre. I can't even imagine being married to a man that I call a B. I don't even want you if that's what I think of you, that you're a B. And y'all know what I mean when I call a B. When I say a B. I can't imagine. That's got to be like, to me, that's one of the worst disrespects that you can call a man. That's just Deidre. Like I said, I don't know. Men might have other things that they think is even worse than that. But ladies, never call your man that. To his face, to anybody else, to your friends. If you think it, don't let nobody know but you and God. That is disrespectful, but there are a few others too. Share some, Tommy. If you don't mind, if you help those ladies out. Because sometimes, we mouthy. Sometimes we'll say some things, and sometimes we say it out of pain and hurt, and we want to get you back because you deeply hurt us, or whatever it is, and we say some things out of our mouths, and sometimes we don't know how irreparable it is. You could say I'm sorry, he could say he forgive you, but that man will never forget that you called him a B. He will never forget that. But share if you feel like sharing. Share some things, or um, um, uh, Aaron or anybody, share some things that you would say is disrespectful to a man. I will not ever disrespect a man. I just cannot. And I have been in some bad relationships. Yes, discounted efforts or anything below. Yeah. Oh yes, Tommy says anything below the belt. Yes, Tommy. So now, do you mean figuratively hitting below the belt, trying to really, really hurt him and cut him deeply, especially about those things that are sensitive? Or do you mean like below the belt? Help us out here. I love both. Tommy says both. Ladies, y'all hear that? Don't hit below the belt. When you know something is sensitive to a man, when you know something that he doesn't like, or he's worried, or he's insecure about, never hit below the belt. When it figuratively, or there are some deficiencies going on, don't hit below the belt. Don't use that in a fight. Don't use that. Well, if you were doing what you supposed to do in the bedroom, then I would be doing this. The water wouldn't got cut off. Something like that. Don't hit below the belt. That's a very good one, Tommy. I appreciate that. So Andrea said, don't call them stupid. You don't have good sense. Exactly. Tommy said they both can be detrimental. There's a way to address those things. Yes, Tommy, exactly. There is a way to address those things. And we're going to talk about that. We're going to talk about that, something similar to that, in our uncommon keys to a great relationship. I love that. I love when y'all participate. Oh, this is just the best. Y'all are the best. Denise quiet over there. She must be trying to multitask. Denise, you got Leonardo over there keeping you occupied, because I ain't heard nothing yet. But anyways, I'm talking to my sister, y'all. Where Crystal says, and when I get mad, they know it, cause I will say, okay, nutcase. They would laugh, and I would too. Yes, true. And also, I think you disrespecting a man when you are in front of people and you disrespect him. Yes, exactly. No name calling, no disrespecting him, especially, like I said, you should not disrespect yourself, nor a man, nor your children, anytime, but especially in front of other people. And I have seen it all too much. I have been like embarrassed for the man. And sometimes I don't even know you. I'm like, sir, I don't even know you, and I'm embarrassed for you. And then you go stay with her? But I know that, sometimes we get our lives all tangled up and intermingled, and you can't just leave a situation just because somebody being disrespectful. But sometimes I just be like, dang. Whew. Okay, y'all. Let me get off that tangent. But another common key to a great relationship is forgiveness. You got to be able to have some, like you say, never, Krista, never in front of others. Forgiveness. You got to be able to forgive. Dependability. Again, like I said, each partner is depending on the other to handle business, to take care of whatever there is. Your relationship might not look like mine. Mine might not look like yours. We might depend on each other for different things. Our responsibilities might look different from another relationship. But whatever it is that I depend on you for, whatever it is you depend on me for, we must be dependable. And honesty and integrity, very important. That's a very common key to having a great relationship, is honesty and integrity. And intimacy. That's a very important common key to a great relationship. So I'm going to read this, and then I'm going to get to our uncommon keys. That public disrespect is hard to come back from. Yep. Name calling, slap to the face, or just talking too much. I'll put the full story in my future book. Yes, let us know. Let us know, Tommy. I sure will buy it. I'll buy it, read it, and do a video a live about it. But yes, disrespect. Yeah, that's a whole nother video there. So y'all, these were my 7. So anybody who, let me see, can you see this? Okay, so, oh shoot, hold on. I was just gonna do a little. Anybody that needed to screenshot it, or in it, but then again, I don't know if you can see it. Is it upside down, y'all? I don't know if you can see that. Anyways, so let's move on, y'all, to some uncommon keys. Oh, you said? Oh, you can't see it? Okay. All right, I'm gonna do it. I'm gonna show it again because I don't know how it shows up on your end. Like, I don't know if it's upside down. I don't know if it's backwards. I don't know. So just in case anybody wanted to. So those are your common keys to a great relationship. Okay, so let's get to some uncommon keys. And what I call uncommon keys, that these, those other things are very, very important for a good foundation of a relationship. The trust, the integrity, the intimacy, the dependability, all those different great communication, all of that. But what I'm about to share with you, more than likely, are things you're not going to always find on in Google. They're most times the things you're gonna find on YouTube. Because they're not common. They're not the common things that people rely on for a great relationship. But they are important. They are very important, and these little things make a big difference in a relationship. Number one, I got 7 of them. Well, I got 8. 8 is the bonus. It's not, and I'm sorry, I'm gonna have to read this is all my thoughts, but I gotta read it and then we'll discuss it. It's not always about you. What? It might be news to some people. It's not always about you. Empathy is a very important component of a great relationship. Let me say that again. Empathy is a very important component of a great relationship. And it's so ironic. I already had this down and written down in my notes, but then I watched Sean Heineman. His brand is called It's Scary to Remarry, because he remarried. He was married about 14 years, divorced, and then he remarried a few years ago. And so his new brand is It's Scary to Remarry. Hi Lois, welcome. But he was talking about empathy and how important empathy was in a relationship. And I was like, what? I was like, that's just what I have in my notes. But empathy is a very important component. And what is empathy? Empathy is feeling and caring about how your partner feels and thinks. But it's not just feeling and caring, but it's also manifesting itself in action. You got to show in action that you hear and that you feel and that you care about your partner's feelings. Empathy deepens intimacy. It improves communication, and it endears your mate to you because they feel heard and seen. Again, ladies, you want to know how to endear that man to you? Empathy, because it shows that person, it makes that person feel heard and seen. Sympathy is just being heard. That's the difference between sympathy and empathy. Sympathy is just you might feel heard, but empathy is you feel understood. So how many times have you relayed a story or shared a situation that you've gone through, but you were left even more hurt and frustrated because you were heard but not understood? So I'm sure there have been times, men or women, that you've relayed a situation, or you shared a situation, or you shared a hurt or pain, or you shared something with your mate, and you could tell they heard you, maybe they sympathized with you, but they didn't feel you. They didn't understand it. And there's a difference. And just to give you an example, my husband, all of y'all know that he was imprisonated for many, many years. And one time I went to see him, and I would go visit him, and I would go stay, 3-4 days at a hotel somewhere, and I would go visit him, maybe 2, 3, 4 consecutive days in a row. And one time I went to see him, and he was sharing with me that he had lost his mom, he lost his dad, and he lost his brother, and he lost all 4 of his grandparents, and he lost his aunt, who he called mother, because she was just like a mother to them, along with his mother. And he called her mother, but she was his aunt. So he was sharing that with me about all his loss and how most of those losses occurred while he was imprisoned, and how he just felt, how he felt bad about, the things he'd done, and got himself where he was because he was not there to be with his family, spend that time with his family. And y'all, I didn't just sympathize, I empathized. And I cried. I had one of them Denzel Glory one tear cry. I don't know, it might have been two tears. But I he started, I didn't even know I was crying. I'm just listening. And he started to wipe my tears away. And he's like, "Why are you crying?" And I said, "I'm so sorry. I'm so sorry for your loss. I'm so sorry, that's a lot of loss. And I'm so sorry that you allowed the devil to trick you. And did you feel this way, that you didn't have the time with, your family. You weren't there. You couldn't go to your mom's funeral, things like that." So years later, we're married and we're talking, and I was like, "What made you want to marry me?" I mean, he proposed to me 3 months, I think, out of prison, because I told him, "Sow your wild oats. You've been in prison. You imprisoned 15 years. I'm sure you want to date around. Sow your wild oats. Don't mess up my life." And but he was like, "No, I know what I want. I know who I want." So years later, I asked, "Why? Why did you want to marry me? Or why did you choose me?" And he said, "I knew that day." He said, "I knew when I met you in the club 20 years ago that you were gonna be my wife. I went home and told my family I met my wife in the club." He said, "But I knew that I was going to marry you, and I knew you were the one I wanted when you felt my pain and you cried for me." He said, "No woman ever cried for me like that." So I just shared that with you as a example of the difference between sympathy and empathy, and how important empathy is in a relationship, a great relationship, because it says, not only do I hear you, not only do I understand, but I feel you. So empathy is very important in a marriage. It says that it endears you to that person. You think about it in your own life, when there's something that, when you feel a certain way and you feel like you need somebody to understand, you seek that person that feels you, not just that person say, "Girl, I know what you mean. If I were you, I do," but that person who feels you. So that's one thing that's a very important key, and that's my number one. Is it's not always about you. It's not always about you and your feelings. You gotta have some empathy for your partner. And let me read what somebody said. Let me see. Let me see. The one lady here that got shot and killed, she was with her husband 68 years. Oh, everyone know how she loved and cared for her husband. Oh, that's so sad, Krista. 68 years. My God. Lord bless those people. What empathy yes, empathy, I like that. Yes. Clinique says facts. Do you ever think empathy can be overused in a relationship? I don't. That's a very good question, Tommy. I don't think that empathy can be overused. Um, I think different other things could be overused or misinterpreted as empathy, because empathy just says, "I feel you and I understand," but that doesn't mean that I allow disrespect, or because I understand you had a hard childhood, or because I understand that your dad was abusive, and that don't mean I understand that you can beat me. That's because I have sympathy and empathy, because I have empathy of what you went through. So, a very good question, and there might be a difference of opinion, and I shouldn't have welcomed that. But no, I don't think that empathy can be overused. I think that the term can be misused. That's what I think. Oh, that's good. Things disguised as, yes. Things disguised as empathy. Low self-esteem. Low self-esteem and allowing yourself to be mistreated and treated like a doormat can be misinterpreted as empathy. But no, that's not empathy that's being used or overused. That's some low self-esteem, and you allowing somebody to just mistreat you because you're you're misusing the word empathy. But so let's see. So, oh, Krista. Wow, I don't know if I remember that or forgot, but I forgot that you lived in Buffalo, New York. I'm so sorry for what your city is going, your city and state has gone through. Oh my God, it's absolutely, oh my God, horrific. But I don't know how far you are from that store, but I'm sure glad to know that you weren't there. Uh, but yes, Tommy, yes, very good question and very good summation. Like you said, things disguised as empathy. Yeah. Yep. You said, but look at Tina Turner's situation. Tina Turner's situation, yeah, like I said, Tina Turner's situation to me wasn't empathy. Because empathy does not mean I lay down and allow someone to mistreat me or do me any kind of way. No. Empathy just means that I care for you and I care deeply and I feel you. I understand you. And then and the actions and your actions show that. Can't just say it out your mouth, I feel you, but your actions have to show it. Some people play on your empathy and use it to abuse others. Yeah. So, yeah, prayers, exactly, Clinique. Prayers to Buffalo. I can imagine just how sad, because I mean my brother-in-law's here. He's out there watching the news, and that's just what he was watching as I was passing through there. Okay, so number two. These are the uncommon keys to a great relationship. The first one I said is not all about you. It's about empathy. Okay, this is number two. I want to say ladies, but it's us. It's us ladies. But maybe men too, but ladies, shut your mouth. I know that ain't nice. That ain't nice to say, but let me explain. Listen, Linda, let me explain. Y'all heard Charles, my husband, when he was on here, and he said that husbands don't always, or your partner, your male partner, your whatever, but husbands don't always want our opinions, but rather they are looking for our support. Now, even though I'm sharing this with y'all, I am not by no any means saying that I have arrived. I'm still learning. I'm still trying to improve and be the best version of myself and the best version of the wife that I can be. So this one was for me. This one was for me. I got my name on the. Let me see. I don't know if y'all can see my name. I got my name on there where it says Deidre. Deidre, shut your mouth. Y'all, sometimes we just we can mess things up with our mouth. Because it's not what goes into a man that defiles, it's what's come out. It's what come out that defiles. So a lot of times we're worried about what going in, but it's what comes out that defiles. So we need to be careful of what's coming out of our mouth. Support over opinions most of the time. Yes. Yeah. Yes, Tommy. I'm very opinionated. And now, ladies, don't get me wrong. I am not saying by any means, please don't think that I'm saying that there's no value in what we're saying, or we can't say things, or we shouldn't say things. No. If you have a partner, your partner should value your opinion, value your instincts, because God, I was talking to my brother-in-law about this. And he was saying that God just put something in y'all special that we don't have sometimes. That extra instinct, that extra wisdom. Or sometimes it might take us a little longer to get things or see things. And y'all can see things immediately or know things immediately. And you have those instincts. And so, yes, I'm not saying we should be quiet. We shouldn't share. We shouldn't have opinions. No, but sometimes if you just watch relationships, sometimes we just too much. Sometimes we're just too mouthy. Sometimes we're too naggy. Sometimes we're too negative. Sometimes we're too condescending. Sometimes it's like we're expending too much negative energy or masculine energy. So sometimes everything don't need to be said. Everything don't need to be said in a relationship. He doesn't always want to hear everything. Now, some women might be saying, "Hi, Lady NJ, good to see you. Glad you made it." Some ladies might be saying, "Well, what about the men?" Now, yeah, for the most part, men are not like that. I'm not saying, I know I'm generalizing, but for the most part, men are not like that, where they feel like they always gotta say something, always gotta run their mouth, always gotta tell you something that's right. I mean, a man can know you doing something, you headed the wrong direction, or you didn't make a good decision, and he ain't gonna say nothing. A man could know that you over purchased, you really didn't need a new refrigerator. But he ain't gonna say nothing. Sometimes he ain't gonna say nothing. He knew you really didn't need that 15th purse, designer bag. He ain't gonna say nothing. Yes, Andrea, silence is golden. But so I know, like I said, I know sometimes women might think, I'm harder on the women, and what about the men? And well, first of all, I know my audience. My audience is 90 something percent women, so that's who I talk to. But also too, I value the men being a part of this. And most of this apply to both men and women. But some things, y'all, we just have to be real with ourselves and know that it's us. It's us with being so mouthy. It's us. Hey, AJ, welcome, welcome, welcome. It's us sometimes being so negative. Sometimes it's us sometimes being so condescending. It's us sometimes being so disrespectful. It's us sometimes that need to know to tone it down. Don't be so don't express every thought that we have, every opinion that we have. Like I say, I'm learning. I'm much better, but I have not arrived. Because sometimes it be like fire shut up in my bones. And I got to say it. And sometimes the Holy Spirit say, don't say it. Don't say nothing. Don't say nothing. Be quiet. I got this. Can't nobody change him but me. But no, God, you ain't doing it fast enough and you ain't doing it the way I want you to do it. So I got to say it because it's like fire shut up in my bone. But I'm learning. To let God do it. And I don't have to share every thought and opinion. Let's see what men say or think, happy wife, happy life. And that's why they don't say as much as we do. Exactly. Very good point, Sant. That is a very good point, because they know, like you say, happy wife, happy life. And if the wife happy and the life happy, then they happy. But so they don't say as they're not as mouthy or say as much as us. But sometimes, yeah, ladies, we can tone that down. I hope somebody's hearing me. I hope this resonates with somebody. We can tone that down. We don't have to give every opinion. We don't have to give every thought. We don't have to make every correction. You ever been in the presence of a couple and she corrects him about everything? If your man start to get quiet, now if he was always quiet, that's a different story. But if he starts to get quiet and hey, Vic, welcome, welcome, welcome. But if he starts to get more quiet and withdrawn in the relationship, check your communication. Check how you're speaking with him, how you're speaking to him. Check it, because he's starting to withdraw. Because you're correcting him on everything. You're talking over him. He doesn't feel heard. The empathy is not there. So if you want to reignite the communication, then that's gonna be a whole nother video, whole nother side video, whole nother. There could be a Zoom, and we could talk about that. But we don't. Let's not be so mouthy. Okay, let's get to number 3. We're talking about uncommon keys. Uncommon keys to a great relationship. Uh, Number 1, we talked about empathy. Number 2, we talked about shut your mouth. And number 3, when we want to discuss something serious, check the temperature of the room. Timing and tone are everything. I thought I would do number 3 right after number 2, and just a good segue into number 3, because number 2, remember, was shut your mouth sometime. And number 3, segue into when we do want to talk about something or discuss something, especially, something kind of serious, something bothering us or whatever, check the temperature of the room. Timing and tone are everything. Just sometimes just how we come at a person makes a total difference. The tone in which we use. Sometimes just the words, that we use. I think one thing some men hate hearing is, we need to talk. I know I've used that a few times. We need to talk. And then I had to realize that I can see the tenseness, the tense in my husband when I say we need to talk. I can see his body language, his attitude, and I said, Deidre, stop using that preface of we need to talk. Just and make it more casual. Then it reminds you of a reprimand when your mom said, when you get home from school, I'm gonna get with you. Or when we get out of this church, I'm gonna get with you. Or when we get home, I'm gonna get with you. And it just kind of reminds you of a mother-child kind of situation. But so you have to know how to communicate in a way that it doesn't seem like a reprimand. Like I say, timing and its tone is everything. And where that comes from is knowing your mate. Knowing when is a good time to approach a subject. Is it when they're rested, when they had a good meal, or when their sport is not on, or what? But it's about knowing your mate and knowing when is a good time to communicate. Hold on, I'm reading comments, y'all. Let me see. He might be getting. Yep. Andrea said he might be getting ready to check out. Or he's already checked out, Andrea. He's already checked out, but he's still there. But he's grown distant in his communication. He might be already done checked out. Love your video you did on our city. I share with others. Oh, I'm out to watch Yvette's video. Thanks for mentioning that, Krista. So Tony says, yes, timing is everything. Read the room. Yes, read the room. Life lesson. And tone can make and break the whole discussion. Yes, Tommy, I love it. Tommy said, ladies, I'm going to read y'all. Y'all might have read it, but so you ain't just hearing it from me. You hearing it from the men in the room. Tommy says, timing is everything. Ladies, timing is everything. Read the room. The tone can make or break the whole discussion. The tone. You don't come at a man like he's a child. Let me say that for somebody that might be up in the balcony. You don't come at a man like he's a child. And I've been guilty. I didn't feel like I came at my husband like he's a child, but I've come at my husband and my husband said, and we rarely argue. We rarely had argument in our relationship. But my husband will say, woman, I don't know who you think you're talking to. And then I have to check myself. Or should I say he checked me. Tommy says, when I hear we need to talk, for me it means you've already talked the whole discussion in your head before hearing my perspective. Defeated before we even start. I love it. I love that. Love that, Tommy. Tommy, yes, when you say, can we talk? Just, Tommy, give us an idea. Now, my perspective is just like I say, timing and tone. But when it's the right time and with the right tone, just get into the conversation. Don't say we need to talk. But Tommy, tell me, and if Aaron, I don't know if you're still in the room, but tell me, um, or if we have any other men in the room, how does a man prefer to be approached when there needs to be a discussion about something or a serious discussion? Do you prefer, like I say, just say the timing is right, the tone is right? Do we just get right into it? Baby, I was thinking about, when this happened, or I was thinking, share with us. Let me see. Usually a question. So what do you think about, or how did you feel when I love it? Ladies, Tommy says, and I'm going to even take note of that too. Tommy says a good way for us to approach a conversation or serious conversation is, so what did you think about blank? How do you feel when blank happened? Excellent. Love it. Since it is me, we will talk when I fixed him a Muddill sweet potato pie. My husband used to do me like that when company was over. I say we can talk later. Yes. Yes. Do something, fix him something good, do something, fix him whatever it is he like, get him some good food or whatever makes him feel comfortable, relaxed, and then then talk about it. That was a no for him. Then I got offensive. Oh, funny. So yes, y'all. Timing and tone is everything. Number four, uncommon key to a great relationship. If you can't practice forgiveness now, you won't have a successful relationship. Because this is one thing that's guaranteed to happen in a relationship, is that your partner shall hurt your feelings or disappoint you one way or another. And you're going to do the same. You're going to disappoint, you're going to hurt, whether unintentionally or intentionally. So we're human, we're flawed. We're going to hurt each other, we're going to disappoint each other. Yes, you shall hurt your mate, and your mate shall hurt you. I'm telling you. I don't care how good a marriage you have. I don't care how much you love each other. We are human flawed. And we don't have it all together. And we got childhood issues. We got, things that came about in our formative years, things that we've experienced in past relationships. And no matter how much we say and how much we try to not bring those things into our relationships, it's a part of us. Those things are a part of us. So we're gonna hurt each other. You got to know how to forgive now. If you're one that don't easily forgive, um, you might want to not be in a relationship until you learn to forgive, because it's gonna come. And the thing is, when something happens in your relationship and you hurt each other, then you're so ready to maybe to think about getting rid of the relationship, because you don't realize that hurt shall come, disappointment shall come, because we're looking at these false myths of what a relationship is, that everything is just hunky dory, all good, all happy, all wonderful. Um, and like I said, and I always say, I'm not talking about, um, I'm not talking about neglect or abuse or constant infidelity. No, I'm not talking about those things. No, I'm not talking. No, I'm not talking about accepting those things. But I'm talking about your normal, everyday hurt feelings, misunderstandings. They're going to come. Offense shall come, and you have to know how to forgive now. If you're a person that you don't easily forgive, relationships are not going to. A great relationship is going to escape you. And in forgiving, ladies, again, We're good at this. In forgiving, you have to completely forgive. You can't hold things against the person and say that you forgive. You can't, as Tommy talked about, hitting below the belt. When you forgive a person, you can't hit below the proverbial belt and say that you forgave. You can't bring that back up at a convenient time that suits you, because that's not true forgiveness. I don't care how much it may come up in your mind, in your spirit, how much it may come to your tongue, but you can't use those things as weapons that you say that you've forgiven, because that's not true forgiveness. So I'm read Tommy. So do you think it's more forgive and forget, or forgive but don't bring it up? Forgiveness means different things to different people. Tommy, I believe, a very good question. I believe that it's easy to say the cliche of forgive and forget, but I truly believe, God's word didn't tell us to forget. Now, he said that he will forgive our sins and remember them no more. And they're as far from the east is from the west. Now, he said that, but he know we're human. And unless I'm wrong and somebody can tell me in the word where God told us to forget, I think he know the capacity that he gave us and the memory that he gave us, that we ain't gonna hold, we more than likely ain't gonna forget. But you don't have to forget to forgive. Because I can remember things that I've forgiven my husband for, and I ain't forget. And I'm sure things that he know that he's forgiven me for, but he ain't forgot. So I don't think that you truly have to forget and forgive and forget to have true forgiveness or to offer true forgiveness. But I will say that you can literally forget. There have been times in my marriage that I truly, sometimes it's like 10 years later, 15 years later, and we might discuss something, and I was like, baby, I forgot that. I forgot about that night I cried all night long. I truly forgot. So it's like, so you can't forget. God can make it where you forgive a person and you truly forget that something happened, that thing happened. But I don't think you literally um, I don't think you literally forget it. I'm sorry. I'm reading y'all. This is a part of my problem. I forgive too easily in relationships. All because you forgive, it do not mean to put yourself in that position again. Exactly. Exactly, Krista. Let me see, right, Krista? Still learn the lesson. Forgiveness doesn't mean foolish. Exactly. I love that, Tommy. Because I was about to say that, but I want to keep reading. This is such an excellent question. Uh, yeah. Do you have that problem too? Do you need to learn? Yes, exactly. Excellent, Tommy. Is yes, Krista. To me, there's nothing wrong with forgiving easily, because not only is there anything wrong with it, God tells us to do that. And this is, let me see how I want to put this. It's like man says that you forgive too easily, Krista, because man sets their own rules about forgiveness. Oh, you forgive too easily. You shouldn't forgive so easily. How many times can that person ask for forgiveness? We're supposed to forgive easily. It's not supposed to be hard. It's not supposed to be. We're supposed to forgive quickly and easily and fully. But like But like Tommy said, forgiveness does not mean putting yourself back in that same situation to allow it to keep happening over and over again. So yeah, we're supposed to forgive quickly and easy, but that does not equate to I forgive you, so now I'll let you do it again, and I forgive you and let you do it again, and I forgive you and let you do it again. No, we shouldn't put ourselves in that situation or allow ourselves to be in a situation where a person is continually needing forgiveness over and over and over again. So that was number 4. Was that you got to practice forgiveness. And if you're wanting a future relationship, start practicing now. Start getting your forgiveness chops. Get some strength, because you're gonna be practicing a lot of forgiveness in marriage. And see, that's kind of like things that a lot of times married folks don't tell you. You know, we take our pictures on Instagram and we do hashtag relationship goals, and and you know we love each other and we look good on the gram and we dress alike, and we ain't telling you that sometimes we forgiving daily or weekly or monthly or yearly. There's a lot of forgiveness going on. And like I said, I'm not talking about forgiveness I mean, we need to forgive for anything, but I'm not talking about allowing yourself to stay in an abusive situation, stay in a situation where somebody is mistreating you, stay in a situation where somebody does not value you. No, I'm not saying, because forgiveness does not equate to that. Don't stay anywhere where you're not valued. I'm telling you. I try not to put myself in that. Cynthia's trying not to put herself in that same situation, right? Okay. Friends, family, church, work are all good practice grounds for forgiveness. Exactly, Tommy. I love that. Very good practicing grounds. But because if you're not forgiving in your church, if you're not forgiving at work, if you're not forgiving in your family, if you're not forgiving with your children, you know, whatever, you're gonna be in a relationship where you're not forgiving. So very good grounds. Y'all get some practice in. Get some practice in. Yes. Number 5, uncommon key to a great relationship. Don't be so overly secure in your relationship that you take it or your partner for granted. Don't take your partner for granted. Don't take your relationship for granted. Just because you got a good man, just because you got a good woman, just because you got a great relationship, don't take it for granted. You got to continue to cultivate that relationship. You got to continue to show appreciation. You got to continue to give that man or that woman attention. Don't just take it for granted. I have been guilty. I have been guilty of taking my relationship for granted. I've been guilty of taking my husband for granted. My husband is so good to me. He adores me. He treats me awesomely. And I have taken that for granted at times. And I had to remember, I had to tighten up. I had to remember to tighten up, because don't take it for granted. Don't take it for granted, honey. He could wake up tomorrow and look over and say, I don't want this no more. He can look over tomorrow and look at your gray hair and say, I need me a young hot chick with some with no gray. He can look at you and say, So I'm just saying that don't just take it. Don't just take your relationship or your partner for granted. And I think a lot of times that's what we do in relationship, and that's why relationships, they fall apart, grow apart. Like someone said, checked out. A lot of times that's why they check out, because we've taken each other for granted. He's not doing the things that it took. He's not appreciating her. He's not adoring her. He's not loving on her. He's not giving her the attention that he once gave her. So now she's seeking attention somewhere else. Same thing for him. She's not giving him the attention she once gave him. She's not giving him the compliment. She's not uplifting him, not encouraging him. She's, being condescending towards him. She's, discouraging him, and thinking that you got this relationship on lock. Thinking that nobody else wants your mate. Thinking that she done got fat and nobody else want her. Don't let the fat fool you now. So don't take your relationship or your mate for granted. Let me see what y'all saying in here, and then I'll continue. I think situation with my yes, yes. Yes, definitely clarifying that. No, just because you forgive someone, no, you do not stay in a abusive situation or no, not at all. And even if it's not abuse, but someone just neglecting you or uh, not showing care for you, you're not value, not showing that you're valued, no, you're not a priority, don't stay in that situation. You deserve more. I need to make an appointment for counseling when I see you in August. Okay. All right. You know we'll see each other. We're going to hang out. Um, Welcome to the live, everyone. Please thumbs up and share. Thank you, Krista. Thank you, everybody, for all the thumbs up. Thank you for being here. Will I pay you with the? Oh yes. Oh yes. We'll work for food, girl. Yes. Woo, don't take it for granted. Yes, daily intentional steps. You don't know what you got till it's gone. Yes, yes, Tommy. Tommy sing singing on the mic. Say you don't know what you got till it's gone. Don't take it for granted. Um, yes. So yes, don't take your relationship for granted. And I think this is one of the biggest relationship killers. Is that sometimes we take our relationship and our partner for granted. And what does that mean? What does that mean? That just in practical terms of sometimes we no longer say thank you. Sometimes we no longer show gratitude. Sometimes we no longer give compliments. Sometimes we spend more time on our phone and on our computers than we do with talking to our mate. Like I say, I have not apprehended. I still, like I say, have to remind myself not to take my husband for granted because my husband, my husband is a talker, and my husband is one of his main love language is touch, and it's not mine. It's probably one of the lower end of my love language is touch. So my husband and I could be sitting on the couch together, and he's watching TV. He's watching the big screen TV. We don't like hardly like nothing. We don't have anything in common when it comes to watching TV. So I might be on my phone, cell phone, or on my with my headset on my computer, and I have to say, Deidre, put that phone away, put that computer away, and engage with your husband. And I will remind myself, and I'll put my phone away, and I'll start talking to my husband, like, baby, how was your day? Or baby, touches, and he will turn the TV down or turn the volume down, like, I've been waiting for you to talk to me. I've been waiting for some attention. So I'm saying I even remind myself, and I'm reminding you all, you got to show attention. You got to show affection. You got to be complimentary. You got to show appreciation, some kindness, some thoughtfulness, little things. He likes. You notice that he needs some new T-shirts. Get him some new T-shirts. You notice that he you notice that he needs something more. So I'm talking about wives, because like I say, husbands ought to get wife. He get wife privileges, not girlfriend privileges, but showing kindness. My brother-in-law, he's here, and I asked, and he's been married 46 years, and I asked him, so what made you want to marry Joanne? What made you decide she was the one? He said, because she was real nice to me. He said she was real nice. He said I was dating a lot of girls. And he said even my friends couldn't believe that I said I found the one and I was gonna marry her, and they couldn't believe it because I was dating a lot of different girls. So maybe when I met my wife, I was dating her and the other. He said, but she was kind and she was real nice to me. He said, and I said, you know what? I better take her off the market. She's a real nice girl. So I'm just saying, kindness, thoughtfulness. Don't we know, ladies, we do all kinds of things. We do all kinds of things when we're dating. When we're dating, or when we're trying to hook that man into a relationship, and then after we get into that relationship or marriage, then we start getting slack. I laughed because I was thinking about something that I told y'all I used to go see my husband, right? So y'all, before I would go see, when I knew I was going to go see him, I would go get a pedicure, and I would get sometimes I surprised him a few times where got his initials on my toes. So CA, I got C on one toe, A on the other toe, and he was floored. He was like, I didn't even tell him. We sitting there talking, and he's like, "Is that my initials on your toes?" He was like, "Oh my baby, that's beautiful." So that was when he was in the clinker. And then when he came home, and a few years down the line, he looked at my toes. He was like, "Baby, you need to get your feet done. You need some money." And then when I was locked up, your feet stayed done, and you had my initials on them and everything. So now you need to get your feet done. I said, "Deidre, note to self. Now what you did in dating, you got to keep up." So I'm just sharing that sometimes we take those things for granted, and so we can't take our mate for granted. Let me read. Let me catch up. Crystal, you're very touchy feely. Yeah, I remember you saying that. I guess, is that your primary love language, Crystal? Uh, yeah, those little things. Tom said those little things go a long way. Gosh, I'll say, do you think that sometimes people ruin their relationship because they have a hard time believing that they're worthy of the love their spouse is giving them? Yes. Yes, very good question. Very good question, gosh, y'all. Yes, I believe that people do ruin, sometimes intentionally and sometimes unintentionally or subconsciously. People ruin their relationship because they don't feel worthy of it, or they feel like it's too good to be true, so he must be lying, or he must be cheating, or he must, because this is too good to be true, or don't feel worthy of it. And you got to know that you are worthy. Y'all, I was watching, I love watching Paternity Court. And before I got on, I was watching an episode of Paternity Court. And at the very, very end, one of the last things that the judge said to this girl who had a baby by a married man, and they were on a two. Now she said they were in a 2.5 year relationship. He said wasn't no relationship. I just told her whatever I could tell her just to get what I wanted to get. And so the last thing the judge said was, and this guy was saying he wanted his wife back, so he was hoping that the baby wasn't his, but it was. And the judge told her, "You worthy to be somebody's wife. Don't be hooked up with him. You are worthy to be someone's wife." And the judge went on and said a few more things, but a lot of times we don't feel that way. We don't know that way. You are worthy. First of all, you're worthy not just to be someone's wife. You're worthy because God said you're worthy. You're worthy because Jesus Christ went to that cross for you. You're worthy because you are fearfully and wonderfully made. You're worthy because you are a woman. A woman, y'all know that a woman. See, men are awesome. Don't get me wrong. I love men's folk. I love men's folk. When I say that, my husband said, "You better just love one man." I say I do, baby. I'm in love with just one man, but I love men. But women, God just blew from the dust. From the dust, He just and made man, and they're wonderful, and they're fearfully and wonderfully made. But God sculpted us. He put Adam to sleep, took out a rib, and sculpted us. He made us special. He put some special stuff in us. So you have to know that you are worthy. You are worthy because you're a woman. You're worthy because of who you are in Christ Jesus. You're worthy because you're a daughter of Zion. You are a woman. You are worthy. You are amazing. And you have to know that. And you have to know that you deserve to be someone's wife. And not just know anybody. You deserve to be a wife. You be wifed up by a man who loves you, who adores you. Yeah, he took his time with women. Yes, yes, he did, Tommy. And the sad thing is that we don't know it. We don't know that God just took his time and he sculpted us. He didn't just blow from the dust and blow his 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 likeness into us. He sculpted us from a rib. He sculpted us, and then he put that sixth sense in us, and he made us alluring, so that man could want us. And he made us alluring. He made us loving. He made us adorable. So much, so many, so just a plethora of adjectives that he made us, and we have to know that, and we have to know that we is beautiful, we is smart, we is smile, kind, we is worthy, we worthy. So I got some more, so I want to get on that tangent, but yes, God's child, we sometimes, quite often, don't know that we are worthy of good love. So we just take any kind of love, but we are worthy of good love. We're worthy of kindness. We're worthy of adoration. We're love, and I don't mean adoration in a reverence of like how we adore Jesus Christ and reverence Him, but we're worthy of adoration. God adores us. Jesus Christ adores us. So He adores us. Ain't nothing wrong with man adoring us. Um, but sometimes when we don't know that, we intentionally and sometimes unintentionally, but subconsciously, we destroy that. So get off that tangent. So I think let me see if you can write that again. Okay, number 5. No, I already said don't be so overly secure. And number 6, where am I? Okay, a little bit over an hour. Number 6, uncommon key to a great relationship. Never compare your mate nor your relationship. Do what feels right and best for your relationship, regardless of what others think or what others are doing. I think comparison is one of the biggest killers, especially in this day and age of social media. Now, before social media, we probably didn't do a whole lot of comparison. We might have compared against a few girlfriends, a few friends, a few family members. But this social media is killing relationship when it comes to comparison, because we're comparing our man to somebody else's man. So, like I said, you can have a good man pursuing you. You can have a good man who wants you. You can have a good man that cares about you. But because he doesn't equate to the standard of social media, you dismiss him. You disregard him. You don't even consider him. Because he ain't wearing the clothes of the people, the social media, because he's not stylish like the social media, because he's not driving the vehicles that they're showing on social media, because he's not making the 150K, the 200K, the 300K, whatever it is on social media, because he's a man, maybe he make 40,000. Maybe you make 38,000, maybe you make 45,000, maybe you make 50,000, maybe you make more, but because there is a trap that this social media, it is unfair comparison. Yes, Tommy, unfair comparison, and it's sad, and I think a lot of times we might not even be fully aware of it. I don't think a lot of times we are consciously saying, I don't want Tommy because Tommy doesn't look like A, B, or C who's on TikTok or on social media. But it gets into our psyche. It gets into our being that we don't know what a good man looks like sometimes. We don't know what a good relationship looks like sometimes, because we have this social media myth of what a good man looks like, or even a good woman. Because sometimes y'all men looking at these women on social media, and you looking at the and when I say these things, I'm not putting anybody down who wear weave, lashes, but you looking at the weave, you looking at the makeup, you looking at the lashes, you looking at the nails, you looking at the curves of the body, you looking at the bulk stuff, or even the real stuff. You looking at all that stuff and thinking relationship goals. And it's just not about that. I've talked many times about, yes, everybody wants somebody that's attractive to them, But you got to get out of this myth of social media of what is attractive. Yes, Andrea, yes, we are special. You got to get out of this myth of what's attractive. When you get to talk to a person and get to know a person and get and their personality shine through, and you start to see that personality just changes their countenance, and it changes the way you see or think of a person. It enhances their beauty when you get to know a person and see the beauty on the inside of them, even the exterior of beauty, even the aesthetic beauty changes. So we got to get out of these comparing what we think a good man is by what social media says. No, a good man is a man who is financially responsible or learning to be. Maybe he ain't got it all together, but he's learning to be financially responsible. A good man is caring. A good man is kind. A good man loves his family. A good man loves the Lord. A good man, that's what a good man is. It's not about what he drives, what kind of how much he makes, what he wearing, um, his size. So we gotta not compare our relationship. Uh, Ladies, don't 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 bring comparisons to your man. Don't mention comparisons. Such and such husband does this, or such and such man does this, or my ex did that. It's like, no, don't bring no compare. And if I got some church girls in here, don't be comparing your man to your pastor. Don't be telling your man about what the pastor said. You just live the life in front of him. A sanctified woman or sanctified wife will sanctify her husband. Don't be telling the man about your pastor and what your pastor said. And that's one thing, just to share the word, that the word was good. Because my pastor preached the word on Sunday. Lord, that thing, no, it was good. What he preached on Sunday. So it's okay to share the word, but don't be comparing your man with your pastor, especially not your husband, because your husband don't want to hear about your pastor and bishop this and bishop that. Hold on, y'all, I'm reading. Yes, Crystal, I love being a woman. Me too. I love being a woman, love being a lady. Yeah, Andrea says she does too. AJ says yes. There is a trap with this social media. Yep, it's unfair comparison. Yes. Andrea says we are special. Even with comparison. Well, my ex used to. Yep. My mama used to. Yep. Will and Jada do this. Yes, Tommy. It can change the whole vibe in a relationship. Exactly. Tommy, me and you we be here. We be here. Yes. Says yes, I think AJ says yes, I think people can create issues for themselves when they do that. They react to how they internally think and feel about themselves and reject healthy love. Exactly, AJ. Exactly. Because of how I feel about myself, then like you say, I reject healthy love. And conversely, when I feel really bad about myself, then I think unhealthy love is love. Because I have no idea that this unhealthy way I'm being treated is not love. I don't care how much he apologized and say, baby, I love you. It's not love. Sometimes I feel like we are thinking the same thing at the same time. Yes, Tommy, exactly. Right, that's a complete no-no. Sometimes not even the word, because they can say, do you want your pastor? Yes, exactly, said. A good man will try. I always say I am not looking for a perfect guy. Exactly, Krista. A good man will try. Yep. It is I prefer my guy to my pastor any day. He's way better looking. Exactly, AJ. But yes, just like Tommy said, don't be comparing your relationship. Don't be comparing to Will or Jada or whoever your favorite, or Denzel and Paulette, or whoever your favorite couple are Sierra and Dangerous Wilson, whatever Wilson. That I like that little couple. I like Sierra and her man. They so beautiful and sexy. But you think I'm gonna come home and tell my man about Sierra and her man and try to make my man act like Sierra man? I don't know what's really going on. I know how my man treat me. I don't know what's really going on with Sierra and Wilson. So don't be comparison. It's like I said, especially not the pastor. Russ, yes, I know his name Dangerous. I mean, I'm Dangerous Russell. I mean Dangerous Wilson, but I couldn't think of his. Yes, Russell. I mean, they are a beautiful, beautiful couple, and I like seeing them, and they're so sexy. But no, I'm not gonna compare. I'm not comparing them. And y'all, this is what we do sometimes. Baby, look at them. Sometimes we're not saying that we're comparing. We're not saying I want you to be like him. I want you to do this. But this is how we try to do it on the sly. Baby, look at this. Watch them. Watch this. Look how he love her. Look how he touch her. Look how they. That's what we do. Let me see. AJ, thank you. I feel the same. Absolutely. D. Chris had to be nosy for a few minutes. He said, wait, hold on. Oh, let's see. Oh, is that your fiance? I think, is Chris your fiance? Right, Tommy. Don't be slick. And that's how and I know that's how we do it. That's how we do it. We try to be so slick, or we gonna play the video up loud so you can hear it, or we gonna show you, baby, look how he love her. Look what he bought her. Look what they doing. Look at this vacation they own. Oh, look at that ring he bought her. Stop comparing. Stop comparing. Stop trying to tell your man what somebody other man is doing or what the pastor said. No comparisons. So let's move on. But yes, stop comparing your relationship. You compare your relationship to others, then that sends a message of inadequacy. And one thing you do not can ruin a relationship is making a man feel inadequate, because they already have certain feelings of inadequacy. Just innately, this world sometimes make them feel areas of inadequacy. And I'm not saying their whole confidence is inadequate, but in the most confident man, he feels some inadequacies in certain ways and in certain areas of his life, whether it's financially, whether it's physically, whether it's below the belt, like somebody said, or whether it's intellectually, or whether it's spiritually, or whether it's socially, or whether it's how to deal with women or relationally. Most men feel some type of inadequacy in some areas of their life. And when you are constantly comparing, you're feeding that inadequacy rather than building him up and letting him know, baby, you're not inadequate in any area. Hey, we all have areas of improvement, but you're not inadequate in any area. So let's see what y'all talking about up in here. I love when y'all talk to each other. So, God shall say, what about hopes that we hold dear to our hearts? Luke being a stay-at-home wife and mother should pass in a guy if we can afford to. Okay, I'm trying to understand. Should you pass on a guy? What about hopes that we hold dear to our hearts? Like being a stay-at-home wife and mother should we pass on a guy if he can afford? Oh, okay, very good question. Okay, I'll get to it. Build your own spouse and let them know that they're exactly sent. Yes. Oops, hold on. Okay. Y'all stuff won't be coming on the screen. I don't know what y'all see, but stuff be coming on the screen. Hold on, y'all. Excuse me. So, question was asked Godchild. Okay, what if your hopes? If you have hopes of just say you want to be a stay-at-home wife, should you pass on somebody who can provide you for what your I guess what your hopes are? And I say it just depends on the priority, what priority that is for you. Now you're gonna make it more difficult because the more you set certain priorities like that, you are lowering the possibilities of your pool of available people. However, it's not it's not it's not impossible. You know, it's not impossible. You know, I have a niece. I have a niece who, when she's been dating this guy for 4 years, and she told him, I though that I want to be a stay at home mom like my mom was when we get married and I have kids. Now she has her college degree, but she's like, this is what I want. My mom, who's my sister, Deborah, that passed away, um, she stayed at home with us for years, and that's what I want. So he proposed to her after them being together about 2 years, and she said, nope. She said, nope. She said, I love you, but you're not ready to be the husband that can take care of me because I said I want to stay at home. So he eventually, maybe 2 years later, he decided I better go to trucking school. I better get to where I can, before I propose to her again, I better get to where I can take care of her. That's what he did with the trucking school. He's now a trucker. He's been a trucker for, I don't know, maybe, I don't know if it's been a year yet. And he proposed to her again just recently. And she said yes. So I share that to say it just depends on what priority that is for you, because that was my niece's priority, was that she does not want to work outside the home for maybe the first 5 years of her child or children's life. So she postponed, or she didn't say yes to her fiance. So if that is something, there is nothing wrong with wanting what you want. That's one thing. Don't let anybody make you feel bad for what you want or feel like you can't have what you want. If that is a priority for you, you just have to know that that may prolong, uh, you know, getting what you want, but it doesn't make it impossible. And if that is a priority for you or whatever it is, stick with what you want. Stick to your guts and stick to your guns about what you want if that is a priority for you. Let's see. I think that's where communication and effort comes to play. Does he care, and is he trying to make those hopes come alive? Exactly, Tommy. Because again, like my nephew, I call him my nephew. He's my niece's boyfriend. He loves himself some Nikia. He loves my niece, and he knew that she said what she said and she stuck to her guns. And even though he came with that first proposal, she was like, no. She's like, no. We don't have to. I'll still be your girlfriend, but I will not be your fiance, and I will not be your wife, because you're not where I would want to be, to marry a man who can take care of me and our child and our children, for me to stay at home. So, like she said, and that was communication. Just like Tommy said, it was about communication. She communicated that with him. She communicated it to him honestly and clearly. And the first time he proposed to her, he made a thought that she, he could slick, on in there. And she was like, nope, nope, I don't accept this proposal. And he came correct the next time. So now he's, the trucker. He can provide, for her. Oh, no problem. A reference to misspellings. Okay, so that's the flexible. Thank you so much. Congrats. I remember your sister's children. Yeah, Krista, thank you. Yeah. Oh, speaking of my sister's children, her oldest daughter, Krista, her oldest daughter lives in Texas, but she's moving back to Florida, I think in a week or so, because she's pregnant. So it will be Deborah's first grandchild. Deborah has 4 adult children, age 30, No, my daughter's 36. So my niece is 36, and Deborah's son is maybe 30, 31. And then her daughter, the daughter maybe is 28. And then her baby, who's also a truck driver, Demonte, is, I don't know, maybe 24, 25. So this is Deborah's first grandbaby, but she's not here to, she's not here to enjoy her first grandbaby, and that's what she wanted more than anything in life. She wanted a grandbaby. So we're going to rally around this baby for Deborah. We're going to be that village for Deborah. So anyway, just thought I'd share that when you said that, Krista. So we're looking forward. My niece is, I think, about 4 months pregnant. So we're looking forward to taking care of Deborah's grandbaby, Deborah's first grandbaby. So let's see what y'all saying. So the Bible says, "Let your request be made known." I feel that goes for everything. Exactly, said. We must know that we are what we want in the beginning too. Thank you, Crystal. Thank y'all for the congratulations. Thank you, saying. Okay, so let me move on to, because I think I got a couple more. So I talked about never comparing your mate, and then number 7. Let me see what it says. It says, I know y'all gonna be there for that. Yes, we sure are, and we're so glad she's moving back. We were like, why don't you move back so we can be there for our baby, because we know, Deborah's my heart, and I know that's exactly what Deborah would do for me if I was gone. Deborah would take care of my child. So I do my best to help take care of her children, even though they're grown, but they're still our kids. Number 7, an uncommon key to a great relationship is to avoid bitter counsel. Avoid bitter counsel. You want a blessed relationship? The Bible tells us plainly, blessed is the man that walketh not in the counsel of the wicked. Don't dwell in the counsel of the wicked and in the ungodly, because you listen to bitter folks, you listen to bitter, you read bitter posts, you listen to bitter folks, you listen to your bitter girlfriend, you listen to your bitter mom, you listen to your bitter aunt, you listen to your bitter uncle, whatever, you listen to the ungodly, you listen to the wrong counsel, you're going to mess up your relationship listening to the wrong folks. So don't avoid bitter counsel. First of all, you can't tell everybody your business about your relationship. You can't share everything about your mate. There's some things that should be just between you two. There's some things that should be sacred. There's certain conversations that you don't share with other people. You don't share, and I just be amazed sometimes the things that people share about their mates to other people. It's like there are just certain things that should remain between just you two. Because if my mate if Charles shares something with me that's deep and that's profound and that's major in his life, and then I go share it with my sisters, then that could cause problems in my relationship. That causes problems with trust. That causes problems with communication. And I mean deep, profound communication. That causes problems with intimacy. No man wants to communicate or be intimate or be open with you, sharing with your friends, sharing with your mom and them, sharing with your anybody who will listen, sharing with your whoever you go to lunch with. No, don't seek bitter counsel. So those bitter things are seeds. The more you water them, listen in those environments, that's where the mess comes in. Yes, yes, Tommy, exactly. Though, and I just love that you said, I just love your commentary, because you make me think even further about my point. Because, like I say, bitter seeds, that bitter counsel, and listening to the wrong person, and listening from the wrong you're planting seeds in your relationships. You're planting those seeds in relationships that should not be. You're planting doubt. You're allowing somebody else to plant doubt in your mind. You're allowing somebody else to plant suspicion in your mind. You're allowing somebody else to plant unforgiveness in your mind. You're allowing somebody else to plant um, division. No, don't let the wrong people counsel you. Don't seek counsel. And I know sometimes you're not even seeking counsel, you're just sharing, you're venting and you're sharing. Don't vent and share about your relationship with somebody who can't give you sound counsel, can't give you godly counsel, can't give you positive counsel. It's not going to tell you about love. It's not going to tell you about forgiveness. It's not going to tell you about um, positive things. But the ones that telling you, if I were you, I would leave him. Now, don't get me wrong. Sometimes you need to listen to some wise counsel when it comes to somebody abusing you, it comes to somebody just totally disrespecting you. When it, Now, sometimes you do need to listen to some. Not sometimes, most often, you need to listen to some wise counsel when somebody's saying, "Girl, he go kill you." When it's about your safety and your mental health, you need to listen to somebody. Because sometimes, conversely, that's what happened. Is you so stubborn and hard-headed about making it work, and so prideful about making it work, you won't listen to anybody because they're trying to tell you, girl, he go kill you one day, or you go kill him one day. Get out while you can. So I'm not saying about that. Sometimes you need to listen to that, because what they say, a hard head make a soft behind. So you need to listen to those things. But I'm talking about just everyday type situations. Maybe you and your spouse are at odds when it comes financially, and so you're taking that back to someone else, complaining about it. Maybe there's some issues, like I say, below the belt, that you're going out telling your friends, your sisters, your friends at work, or you're telling, or you confiding in. To me, I think one of the worst things too, is when you are going to confide in a man about your man, or when you confiding in a woman about your woman. Don't do that. Don't go confide in a man about your man. Talk to your man about your man, but more so, talk to the Lord about your man. I'm telling you, ladies, talk to your man about your man. Talk to your man about your man. Talk to the man about your man. But don't go talk to another man about your man. Let's see. 20 years ago. Let me see. Hold on. Let's see. Let me see. Yes, I always love that about their family too. I think I might have missed something. Oh, I enjoy that you all are a big close family. Oh, thanks, Sam. I missed that. I love that. And Crystal says, yes, I always love that about their family. I've been following them all for the years. They are also sweet and blessed. They do walk in God's blessings. Thank you. I appreciate that, Krista and Sant. Yes, you do have to be careful who you talk to. Yes, you do. You have to be careful. Say 20 years ago, someone used to talk to me about the relationship. I'm not ashamed to say it opened the door for me to slide in and do what she wouldn't do. It lasted 10 years, but I know better now. Yes, exactly. Saying when we know better, we do better. Because hey, I did some things too. But when we know better, we do better. So confiding in the opposite sex is not only dangerous, even if it's their best friend or mutual, just not wise. There is a breeding ground for trouble. Yes, yes, Tommy. Yes. Tommy, me and you need to do a show together. We need to be on the couch together doing a show. Or, I guess through modern technology, I guess we don't have to be in the same room. But yes, because we think so much alike when it comes to this stuff, or you compliment, things that I say. But yes, it's breeding ground for trouble. Ladies, don't go confiding in another man about your man. First of all, it's a have no confidence in the flesh. It's a breeding ground for trouble. But even if you don't, say, cheat on your man, with the person that you're confiding to, but you're building an emotional bond. You should be building an emotional bond, and not only are you building an emotional bond, how you gonna have another man looking at your man sideways, looking at your man crazy, looking at so no, don't and men, don't be confiding in a woman about your woman. Because believe me, if you confiding in your woman about your woman, just like Sense said, you making it where she know just what to do and not to do to slide on in there. So no, confide, talk to each other about what it is. Like we say, what timing and tone, timing and tone is everything. But I encourage you to talk to the Lord. There's some things that don't I haven't talked to my husband about, or don't talk to my husband about, or I'm maybe not at that time, or maybe I don't feel like the timing is right, or maybe I feel like I don't have the words, or maybe I feel like it's gonna sound too condescending, or it is. But the Holy Spirit is like, you don't say nothing. I got this. And sometimes it's not always that he needs to change. There's one thing I had to learn in prayer, because a lot of time I spent was asking the Lord to tell him, change him, and it wasn't him that needed to be changed. It was me that needed to be changed. It was my thinking needed to be changed. It was my perspective that needed to be changed. And I'm going to talk about that on this. I have a bonus one for y'all, but I'm going to talk about that when it comes to us asking God to change him, or us always after him to change. He needs to change, etc. But that was my last, say, official one, was seven um, uncommon keys to a great relationship. And I'm just gonna quickly go back over them. We need to have empathy. Number two, we need to shut our mouth. Stop being so nagging and condescending and always got something to say, Deidre. Deidre. Number three, when we want to discuss something, check the temperature of the room. Timing and tone is everything. Number four, practice forgiveness. Number five, don't be overly secure about the relationship. Don't take it for granted. Don't take it for granted. Don't think nobody else don't want your mate. Don't take it for granted. Number six, don't compare your relationships to somebody else's relationship. Stop letting social media dictate to you what is a good man, what is a good woman, what is relationship goals. What's your relationship goals? Not what social media said they should be. And number seven, avoid bitter counsel. Don't walk in the counsel of the ungodly and the wicked, nor sitteth in the seat of the ungodly. Seek the Lord. Seek wise counsel. Okay, I got a number 8 for y'all. It's a doozy. What I missed, start over. You funny, Aaron. I was wondering why you ain't. I was like, what Aaron done went to? But We talked about some good stuff, but you right in time for the last one, Aaron, the best one. You in time. You right in time for the best one. Because what we've been talking about is the 7 uncommon keys to a great relationship. Yes, Tommy, we've been needing them in here. But Tommy, you've been holding it down now. You've been holding it down. But yes, we miss Aaron too. But I know how things come up. You might start out in the live and things come up, etc. But this is the best one. This is the doozy. So y'all know, normally I don't talk like this. But sometimes you just got to speak the language so that people can understand. So this is what I'm going to say. Number 8, bonus. Tell me, say, uh-oh. Yep. Brace yourself, Tommy. It's coming. Uh-oh. Now, y'all know I'm mostly talking to the ladies. But men, y'all could glean from this too. Your shit stank too. Yes, it does. But from here on out, I'll say ish. Because I don't use that language. But I had to say it. Your ish stank too. Now, what do I mean by that? So often we point out the faults of our partners while we minimize our own. We dismiss our own faults and flaws. We don't even acknowledge our own faults. Sometimes we're not even aware of our own flaws and imperfections and faults and our irritating habits. But we are all flawed in some way or another. It's important to remember that when we're being critical of our mate. I ish think too. And we are so quick to point out the mote in somebody else's eyes and not even see the mountain in our own eyes. Yes. And if you stay in your own mess, it won't even stink to you no more. Yes, more. Whew, we don't have it all together. Exactly. Yes. You was holding it down for the guy. Yep. Chris was holding it down for the guys. Yes, we are all flawed, and I ish think. And just relay y'all a quick little funny. That my sister Danica, a long time ago, like long time ago, years ago, I don't know, maybe about 10 or so or more years ago, Danica was dating this guy. And it was really like a rekindle. It was her high school love. But then, they rekindled. And she told me and Charles that I don't know what it is, but when Ishi goes to the bathroom, it's like he don't even stink. This was years and years and years ago. And she's like, I don't know what he does, what kind of system or, digestive system he have or whatever, but his ish don't stink. And ever since Danica told us that, it's been a running joke with me and Charles. I just said it not too long ago. And Danica must have told us this maybe 12, 13 years ago. But it's a running joke with me and Charles. My ish don't stink. Charles, he say the word. But, if I did something and say Charles didn't like, because we deal with a lot of stuff in humor. And I say, I don't know what you think. I don't know what you think. My ish don't stink. So we have that kind of that running inside joke that our ish don't stink. But it does. And we're so quick, and a lot of times as ladies, we're so quick to point out, yes, because said, yes, First Lady, our slip be showing. But their rims of their socks do show. Yes, that does. Aaron, that's what we said. Aaron said that dude is full of it. If it don't stink, Aaron, that's why me and Charles made it a running joke, because we were like, oh, that nigga so in love. This was, like I said, this is probably about 12 years ago. That's what we made a joke out of it. We were like, baby, she's so in love. She think his ish don't stink. It stink. She just don't smell it. Like Tommy just said. Because at that time, she was living in like a studio apartment. And so, studio was just one room. Like and only other room was like the bathroom. So it's because you were living in that studio apartment, and when he went to the bathroom, y'all was in that mess. So you didn't smell his ish. So that's why you thought his ish didn't stink. Just like Tommy said, you sit in it long enough, you think it don't stink. But yes, we're all flawed. And rather than being so quick to point out our partner's flaws, being condescending, um, always picking and nagging and dragging someone down. No, your ish stink too. You got flaws too. Just because he's not pointing them out. And I have to remind myself this. I do. I remind myself too. Sometimes I tell myself, I said, did your ish stink too? Because sometimes I'll tell Charles something I don't like or that bothers me, and I'm like, Charles don't ever tell you anything. He doesn't do that to you. He doesn't say, I don't like when you do this. I can't stand when you do this. I'm like, did you take note? Take note. Your ish stink too. You ain't got to call out everything that you don't like. So, let's see. Not only does it stink, but it's still necessary to expel those toxins and waste. Use the lessons from those flaws to fertilize your future relationships. Exactly. You better philosophize. Yes. I know that's right, Tommy. Yes. Yes, use that to fertilize your future relationship. And on that note, I hope that something I said resonates with you and you can use it as fertilizer for your future relationships. That you can have great relationship. You can have the relationship that you desire. You can have the relationship that you deserve. You have the relationship you are worthy of because you are worthy to be loved. Flaws and all. We are all flawed. Don't let anybody make you think that a healthy, wonderful relationship equates to a relationship with no issues. That is just not so. That is not so. A relationship, a great relationship, you go still have issues. You go still have some hurts. You go still have some pains. You go still have some disappointments. You're gonna need to give some forgiveness. You're going to need to humble yourself. You're gonna need to encourage yourself. You're gonna need to encourage each other. You're gonna need to uplift each other. So a great relationship does not equate to a relationship with no issues. It's how you manage those issues, how you learn from those issues, how you partner together. That's what a great relationship. And lastly, remember, if you want to know what love is, because love is a very, very, very deep, abiding love, is a very important part of a great relationship. I mean, essential to a great relationship. And if you don't know read 13. 1 Corinthians 13. Some of you might say, "Oh, I know about that. I know about that verse. I know about what it says love is." But no, really read it and study it and look up those words. What it means when it says love does not vaunt up itself. Read the different versions. If you need a clearer understanding than the King James version. But read 1 Corinthians 13 chapter and the love, what they call the love chapter, and read what love is. And that is very, very important to a great relationship. Knowing what love is and how to love. Let me see what y'all saying. Resonates. Oh, thank you, God, y'all. I'm glad that we can use these examples not only for a women and a man relationship. Thank you and everyone in the chat. Great chat tonight. Missed y'all last week. Love the blessed place. Thank you. Oops, gosh, I keep touching the wrong thing. Love the blessed place. Thank you, D, for your platform. I know you have a lot of women viewers, but it helps us guys too. We've got some good keys tonight. Thank you, thank you, thank you. I appreciate that comment. I appreciate you guys. I always end with my appreciation because, like I said, life is short, time is short, time is something that we cannot get back. And when you give me part of your time on a Monday night at 9:30 for about 2 hours, I treasure that and I appreciate it. Again, I always invite you. You can come on over to Instagram if you want some dialogue. And thank you, AJ. If you ever want some dialogue, you want some one-on-one, you just want to talk, whatever it is. Oh, Denise, you were so quiet. I knew you were here, but you were so quiet, and I was like, Denise might have quiet tonight. So, um, again, thank y'all so much for being here. I invite you over at So Blessed One, basically all my platforms, but especially over on Instagram is where I can have dialogue. Because I'm telling you, if you try to email me right now, I got almost 10,000 unread emails. It's giving me anxiety. Oh my goodness. But so if you ever wanted to reach me by coming over to Instagram at So Blessed One. All right, you guys, what Aaron's saying? Love and happiness. Hey, Crystal said we missed you tonight. Denise was here, but I don't know if she was quiet or I don't know if I don't know if she got a grandbaby, little Leonardo, or let's see, the Gospel of Al. The Gospel of Al Green 3:16 says, "Love is wait a minute, love is walking together and talking together." Exactly, Aaron is so funny. Love and happiness. Yes. Okay, you guys. I love y'all. I appreciate y'all. I don't want to cut anybody off. Anybody got anything else to say or got any questions or comments or follow up or parting words or anything like that? Ladies, we got Aaron here. We got Tommy here. Anybody got any questions or any questions about relationship or anything like that before we go? I'm just gonna give it a second. I'm not gonna do y'all like I do my Zoom meetings. As soon as they say they done with them Zoom meetings, I'll be like clicking leave chat, leave. All right. Okay, you guys. I love y'all, and I love the community that we have here, and I love how y'all just dialogue with each other. All right, you guys. Love y'all. Y'all be blessed. And those who didn't get to watch the whole thing, I hope you get to watch the replay. Y'all be blessed. Remember that you are fearfully and wonderfully made, and you deserve all that God has for you because He said so. Not because I said so, not because we're so good, not because you're so good, but because He said so. All right, love y'all. Good night.